Welcome to the PHP Serverless News Podcast with your host, Bob Bloom. A production of South LaSalle. Welcome to the 21st episode of my PHP Serverless News. Another Lambda Trio, Vercel Pro pricing changes, and a PSA. Today is Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. PHP Serverless News is serverless news with a PHP point of view, with an eye on overall trends. This is your podcast host, Bob Bloom. It is with deep gratitude that I express my thanks to my intrepid sponsors of my PHP Serverless project, of which this podcast is a part of, Toga Aircan and Luke Alia. Links referenced in this episode are listed in my notes at phpserverlessnews.com episode 21. You can listen to my podcast on my website, RSS, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. For those using Power Tools for Lambda, they updated their docs. AWS's September 10th announcement, DISA Stig for Amazon Linux 2023 is now available. Might be of interest to you. Today, we announced the availability of a Security Technical Implementation Guide, STIG, excuse the noise. AWS Systems Manager and EC2 Image Builder offer native solutions for implementing the Amazon Linux 2023 DISA STIG configurations in your environment. Are you mentioning this as much for me as for you? Because I want to look into this for my Cooking Runtimes project. Amazon Web Services and LocalStack jointly announced integration. Quoting the LocalStack announcement last week, the new AWS toolkit for VS Code integration streamlines your serverless development by connecting directly to LocalStack's AWS emulator. Seamlessly browse resources, deploy SAM projects, and live debug Lambda functions without leaving your IDE. Last week, I mentioned a bunch of price announcements aligned with my own personal expectation that prices are generally trending down. There is another price announcement. Last week, Vercel announced a more flexible Pro plan for modern teams. The announcement starts with, we're updating Vercel's Pro plan to better align with 1. How modern teams collaborate, 2. How applications consume infrastructure, 3. How workloads are evolving with AI. We've been iterating on this new Pro plan for a while now, based on feedback from thousands of customers to better support the way modern teams build. With this transition, around 7% of teams with diverse usage across Vercel products will likely see their bills go up, the majority of which will see only a modest increase. The remainder of paying teams, over 100,000, will see either a decrease or no charge on their bill. Pro now uses a simpler credit-based usage model. As a public service announcement, just in case you did not hear about it, there was an npm supply chain attack last week. Many popular packages were compromised. More info is at the link from Akato listed in my notes. Thank you for listening to my 21st episode of my PHP Serverless News. Another Lambda Trio, Vercel Pro pricing changes, and a PSA. My next episode is scheduled for Tuesday, September 23rd. You have been listening to a South LaSalle production. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of South LaSalle, Bob Bloom, nor of the organizations represented. Links and materials discussed on air are available in the show notes for this show. Information contained herein have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but are not guaranteed. Podcasts are released under copyright. Rights are reserved. email correspondence to the attention of Bob Bloom at bob.bloom@lascellsoftware.ca.